What is up, guys? Welcome back to Diamond Hands Trading. My name is Barney XBT. Today we're going to be going into the weekly alpha update. Coins I'm going to be covering, I think I was going through it not too long ago. From some of the requests you guys had were like Bitcoin Cash, Solana, a couple of these low caps I haven't heard of. But as always, we're going to be doing Bitcoin and Ethereum first, primarily spending the most time on the majors, and then towards the end of this video I'll get into all the requests you guys had. All right, so first off, we're gonna look at Bitcoin weekly close, which was yesterday. Very strong. So I know everyone, if you've been paying attention to these videos past, we finally broke out of that 18.2k range, had that really strong close here for last week, had a slight dip, and then all the way back up here. So now we've actually flipped this range, right? So our bear market range, ever since we had the market structure break from 30k, has been from 18.6 to around 24.2. And that mid range, I know I've been saying in the Telegram, is around 21.4. And you can see here, right before the FTX crash, that is exactly where we rejected. And then we closed below this 18.6 and had this strong close above. So we're back in this range. This was just, for right now, it seems like the generational buy of a lifetime. To buy when we were it was about 2 months beneath this range. Now we're back in it. We're looking like we're going for those highs, right? The 24.2. level. It might just not happen immediately. I mean, we might range a little bit. It's been 2 very strong weekly closes, right? I think it closed right at 22.7, which was exactly where we are right now. So we're holding the weekly close of support. I mean, Monday's session has not even closed yet, but it's still looking pretty good. I think we will get some chop. I don't know if we're going to continue to do up only, but we will see. So this 22.7k level is the level we're looking at right now. It's been resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4 days now. Every time we've gotten above, it got sold off. For Monday's range, we haven't had a Monday close yet, but currently the low would be 22.4 to like 23.2. That's going to be our new trading plan for the week. For those who tuned in last week, the weekly alpha update, our range that we worked off of, we went off of Monday's high of 21.4 and Monday's low at 20.6. And yeah, basically the plan was to trade the range until proven otherwise, where we saw a break in market structure. So each time it came up here, I was telling guys to short at 21.5, boom, 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 had 3 chances. You take profit always, whether you're long from the bottom or short from the top. We always want to be taking profit at the midpoint of the range, which is 21,000. We had that nice sweep of the lows here, but it ended up being, just an SFP. So price came down, briefly traded below these lows and got bought all the way back up and closed at 20.9 basically. One more retest of that low, couldn't make it below it. And then with the ascension up. So this technically could have been a market structure break, and this would have been bearish if this candle had closed here below the range, right? That would be a bearish break in market structure with the range. And then maybe a rejection, getting back in, and so on. Instead, we had a bullish breakout of the range, as you can see here. And this is on the 4-hour. It depends on what time frame you're looking at. When you're looking for you want to be looking for something hourly or above, depending on like the time frame, how long you're willing to hold the trade, what is your risk like, etc. But even on the hourly, you can see nothing ever closed below this 20.6. And this was our first break here. Okay. So after that, when you see something like this, you go market long, or you wait for a slight pullback. But in this case, you didn't get it. It literally just went from 21.5 to 22.3, really, in 1 hour. I guess it's a 5% pump, and we really haven't made it back to that low again. Even right where that closed at 22.3, basically. Had a nice retest here on Sunday, but we've been kind of in between now. So I would say, actually, I'll leave that there just because that's a good level to pay attention to right now. That was the first, after we had that breakout, everyone went market long, market was going nuts, everyone buys, and that level has been supported. We have evidence of that here. Okay, so if I was to see a bearish break in market structure, like this is our current Monday range, right? Like I just mapped out for you guys, the 22.470 to like 23.2. So we have a break of it, but we get a sweep of these lows, and then maybe it kind of comes back in. We'll see. But really, we're going to be wanting to short the bearish break, and definitely like maybe pound on the shorts if we have a close below this 22.3K level. Right? So that's not part of our Monday range. It's actually below it. If you did see a close here, I would definitely be targeting the top of this range again as a retest at 21.4 throughout the week. And the same goes for the opposite. So, right now, it's kind of wicked up, made this high at 23.2. It's been dumping, slight come up. Hopefully it closes above the range. It's got 3 minutes. Actually, the 4 hour closes in 3 minutes. And it looks pretty shitty. It's just a lot of chop. And that's what you're going to experience. We've had a really nice, solid run up, just up only. And I think we need some chop, Conditions have been far too easy. You just simply long anything recently, and it just keeps going up more than I even thought it is. And it pumps so much that people are sidelined or like just sick at themselves because, like, oh my gosh, how didn't I see that? Blah, blah, blah. It's like the simple fact is it's all happening too fast. If you weren't positioned in the market before, it gets riskier and riskier trying to enter in now after that run up. That's most people's thought process. That all comes down to the IQ bell curve as well. Like if you guys have ever seen that meme, I wish I could pull it up right now. It'd be hilarious. But, the caveman guy is like, oh, we market long or whatever. And then they'll have the guys in the middle wearing the glasses or the, top of the bell curve. Like, oh, why would I long now? It's already pumped 30%. And then you got the really, genius dudes on the bottom end, the opposite end of the bell curve, wearing the robe over their head or whatever, and they're like, yeah, market long. So that's basically what is happening right now. And you can take that risk, or you can play it kind of like we are. I'm kind of taking it more strategic. I made a lot of money on a few of the trades. I'm not trying to overdo it and give that money back to the market. And that's essential if you want to be a profitable trader or even just trade as a side hustle. You want to be profitable. And it's easy to, win trades all the time. But if you continuously overtrade, then you're just increasing the chances that you're going to lose the gains you made, right? You just want to take high probability, investments that you are confident in. And right now, I'm kind of just chilling. So I'm going to keep playing these ranges. Right now, like I said, 23.2 is a short until we get a close above. 22.4 is a long, unless we get a close below. If you see that close, you don't even have to wait for your stop loss. So say you had something like this, went long, had your stop loss below that low, we're targeting top of the range again. Nice risk 3.3. We're expecting something like this. If you do get a close below this wick, it's a close below that range, then you can cut it here. Like, you don't have to just, oh, I hope it doesn't trigger my stop loss, and ended up just doing it. You know what I mean? One thing I've learned, you never want to pull your stop loss, but sometimes it makes sense just to take the loss earlier. So really, instead of having all this risk, where making it come all the way down here, you had it set. You closed that market when you saw that close. You saved more than half the money you were going to lose, that you were willing to lose if it had gone down there, right? So that's what basically Bitcoin, everything looks good. Again, I'm looking for a run of the bear market range, 24.2K. How we get there, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure we at least retest that. For this week currently, I don't know if we're going to make another low within the next 4-hour candle, which will be the daily close for Monday, but our current range is 22.470 to 23.2. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to Ethereum. It was kind of the same thing for Ethereum. I had mapped out Monday's range for you guys. Same plan, it was A, B, C. And this one was a little different. You can see how it had that 4-hour close where Bitcoin had wicked in, closed above. That was essentially a bearish breakout, right? But then this one here wasn't just a retest of the range. It actually closed back in it. You see this white candle where 1520 was the bottom of our range for last week's trading plan, and it closed like at 1523, and then again, and then finally. So that one was a little trickier. Technically, you would have wanted to go long when you first came down here, but they just ran the lows. Same thing, nice SFP here, closed really high, had one more retest really, and then went back up to retest the top. So we eventually had that bullish breakout here. Boom. So it wasn't as clean and easy, honestly. Ethereum is kind of hard to trade, I've noticed. The players in the market, like, really there was no clear signal besides these short signals here. Just keep shorting 1607, taking profit mid-range, or holding for the bottom. You never really got that break of the range until it was already boom. Unless you just, during that candle and you saw it, you market long, but you didn't have any bullish confirmation because the candle didn't close. Maybe if we went to an hourly. Okay, yeah, the little confirmation here, I guess. See, on times like that, you just gotta be, you gotta know what to do, and that is checking different time frames, right? So we had that break, and as it was happening, just mark it along. Okay, so for today, I'll delete some of these other lines. So we can obviously see this is our daily chart for Ethereum. We have that resistance level, 1655, which was the high of the wick printed on Saturday, January 14th. And then we got this 1609 level, which we've wicked into a couple times. That's just, short-term, high time frame levels, but they're also respected if you go back even farther. So you could see before FTX crashed in November, these levels are essentially the same. Like even here, you see how that's literally today's high. So you don't want to keep, I learned my lesson, you don't want to keep your too many lines on your chart. I mean, it's clear. I could just look at this and know. I don't really have to continuously keep putting line after line after line. For right now, I want to keep it a little cleaner, so I'm going to delete that one. That was last week's range. Maybe we should keep that for now. I'm not sure. Let's see. What day was that? Yeah, last Monday. It's this one. So we already had a nice retest of last week's range already, closing above. But for the sake of it, we will delete it to make this video cleaner. Delete that one. This one. Our range is there you go. Around 1580 to 1650 is the current Monday range we have set. We're down to our 15-minute. And the tighter it is, sometimes the better. Because this isn't too tight. Let's see. Exact percentage, it's about a 4.5% range. This one was pretty crazy. I guess that was the low we printed for the day. It hits the top of the range, short the top, take profit mid. Oh, it just keeps dumping, take profit at the bottom. That's kind of like how you'd play super volatile scenarios like that. I mean, that was only a 15-minute candle. It somehow pumped 1.5%, ended up dumping from there over 4%, and then just pumping up and closing back above that range. So that is difficult times, but like I said, as long as you're shorting 1650 right now, you can go off of maybe these highs as invalidation, which is roughly, if you go to short, maybe it comes back up, maybe targeting, that, or even mid-range, up to you. But nice risk reward, 3.05. Right now, you can see we're kind of holding this mid-range. Technically, if you'd like to go short, you could. You would just have long. Did I say short? Technically, if you want to go long, you could. You just have your invalidation below those current lows we just set, or you could keep them a little lower. It's up to you, right? And go for the top of the range. Still a nice risk reward, 3. We're just, managing our risk a little tighter. So that's Ethereum. I want to see, a nice break of the 1650, even 1665, and hold there, maybe an hourly or above. Or if I want to be bearish, I want to see it close below 1600, and it's really 1580, something like that. Okay, cool. So we've gone on over the majors. Hopefully I didn't take up too long. Hopefully it was helpful. You guys learned something. I'm going to go over the alts now. So I know Solana is one of them. So let's just do it real quick. Let's look at our daily. So this, I'm not too sure. It looks a little overextended to me. It's literally just a staircase up right now. Here, I would have expected a deeper pullback below 20 bucks. And then we just had that really strong daily on Friday, which is pumped from $21 to over almost 26 in the one day. So it's like a 23% pump or something like that. And then the bottom here of October 21st, I have a nice support resistance level there. And you can see we kind of just went for it, rejected that 2670, and we're back below. So that's why I'm not super bullish right now, where everyone's like maybe overly bullish, because as of right now, most of the coins across the board, this is only a bearish retest. This was just like our previous range, right? And we just came up to it, rejected, and who knows, maybe we stall for a little bit. The longer we stall, the more likely we probably do break above, to be really bearish, you would want to see a daily close below this like $20.80 level. So if it did something like this, and then we close down there, and then maybe we get a pump back above, but it's just a wick and it still closes below, then I'm no longer bullish on Solana, and I'd be looking for shorts targeting like $15. Not that that would happen like immediately, but I would just maybe a 2x short with your, if you have a sizable account, whatever you're willing to risk. I would say it's a pretty safe bet. So Solana's current daily range is a little tighter than it has been. And there we go. So it's not really set yet. We're doing this a little early, but you kind of get the picture. This is what it's going to end like, unless one of these, whether the daily candle makes a new low or a higher high within the next 4 hours. Right now, it looks like we're just rejecting that midpoint, 24.30. Let's see. You could go down to even the 3 minute, 1 minute, whatever. If you're trying to go for simple scalps, this is what you do. And I like to have my asteroids belt indicator on for moments like that. So, whoops. I know I had a nice sell signal here. So I would have went short if I had been trading off this. Buy, sell to mid-range. Buy. It probably goes, excuse me, had a buy signal here. Go long, probably target mid-range. Just for like little moves, but high probability with low risk. Only a 1.5% pump, reasonable targets. So if you go to the channel, the Diamond Hands Trading channel, right on the main dashboard, you'll see my video, How to Day Trade Crypto. This is basically a beginner's scalping guide. And I go over all of these principles if you haven't seen that video. So that's Solana. I wanted to go over Aptos as well because I was in complete disbelief that it was at $13. The last time I looked at it, I wanted to go long at 5. Kind of like right here when we were, it's not that old of a coin. It only came out in October, right? And that was the previous all-time high. So we're currently in price discovery right now. The last thing you want to do is short. You can, seeing 2 dailies like this looks like shit. But at the same time, it could just continue up. You could go off, okay, low time frame levels here. We know that's a resistance because we wicked up 1340 with a sell-off point. We then had the same thing up here. And we couldn't quite make it in this current daily candle. And then we could do a little range if you want to day trade it, because it's going to be very volatile at the moment, especially since it's in price discovery. And sometimes it's easier to trade coins like this for scalping than it is even Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's not going to move as much, but that can also be a downside. It gets too confusing when that's on. Yes, like I know this is our bottom of our range at 1260. I could go very low leverage on this, right? Not risking too much. And it's very volatile. Like this current daily range is like 15%. If you could make 15% gains with 2-3x leverage and gain 50% positive for your trading account, be pretty happy. We get a nice little sweep of these lows. That's what I'd be looking for. Get a nice, go maybe down right around $12. Maybe degenerately long a little bit. We really want to see the reclaim until we're super confident. So you don't want to hold that if it keeps going down. That's what I would probably do. Not financial advice. But if I was wanting to trade this, that's what I would do. And then once I saw a reclaim of that, I know to hit the ball heavy, I'm going to be targeting the mid-range at 1350 and get above that. Maybe it stalls. I'm going to sell the rest off at 1450. Now, since it's a little bit different of a scenario, since Aptos is in price discovery. Maybe you wouldn't want to sell the top of the range, because if it breaks out, then just, who knows, it might go to 20 bucks. You have no idea because there's no resistance to go off. But if you're looking to day trade and you're only working with a couple $100, couple grand, whatever you're really willing to risk, Aptos is a great coin for that. Okay. Next up, I have Bitcoin Cash. I haven't looked at this in so long, but I will do it for you, bro. Let's see. Let's check off Binance's chart. Let's go off the daily. Daily doesn't look bad. Kind of a swing failure pattern here if we don't close above $134, but we're not too far away from that. It's not even 1%. See how it like price wicked up here, made a higher high, but now it's closing below it, or it's got, you know, it's got 3.5 hours to decide whether it's going to close below it or not. It's not look bad. Doesn't look bad, my guy. Maybe Bitcoin Cash is one to get into. Let's check our indicators. Really not much to go off of. Maybe a 4 hour. A sell signal, but not always accurate. You know, that I don't, sometimes, like, look, we got a sell signal here. It did dump a little bit. Sell signal here. Pumped first, but did dump eventually. I would say, at the very least, when you get this sell signal, it means that price is going to revert back to touching the asteroids belt. So, one, you know, it's kind of just like aiming for that first reversion line, retested the belt. Here, ended up retesting the belt. Here, so, you know, really to be bearish, I'd have to see a 4 hour close below 131. Yeah. I don't really see any reason to really short it just yet, but it seems more likely than not that it will stall a little bit, and then eventually, you know, maybe the belt comes and meets it somewhere here below this 131, right? That's Bitcoin Cash. If you are long from down here, I would maybe just have a trailing stop loss. You know, if you're long from anywhere from here, just hold it. Here, 117 is really the bearish market structure break. So, boom, close below these levels. You could always take profit up here. You know what I mean? And then if it keeps going down, make sure you sell a little bit. But really, the bearish scenario would be a close below this low here, which is at 116. Okay, so that's Bitcoin Cash. We did Solana VRA. I don't know what these ones are. I'm assuming their charts are going to look a little funky. Depending, this one not too bad. Because there's not enough volume. See how it's kind of like the candles don't look right? That's because there's not enough volume, but these ones look like it does because it's just been pumping. It's up currently from these lows 230%. Is it in price discovery? I've never heard of this coin. Almost. So you could simply see when it came out, June 2022, all these new coins are right now looks like a bullish hammer for the weekly. Fuck. I'd buy this. This is a buy. I might chart this. I'm going to look into it. I appreciate whoever mentioned it. Pascal. Yeah. Daily close above this 0.0075. Then you go market long, my guy. Go market long. And then you could have invalidation below these lows here, which is kind of fat. Even from here, it looks like it's a very volatile coin, like 9%. So you want to make sure. I mean, you could try and get a better entry if you're going on looking on low time frame. But in my experience, coins like this, it's very difficult to not get stopped out. Like, they're just very volatile. So you really would have to have your stop loss here, 14%. And that's if you were to go long right now. And that's kind of fat, high risk. You want to be doing very low leverage or just only spot trading. You know what I mean? Because you lose 15% of your account even if you're spot trading on this. So why can't I delete that? Instead of going long now, you could if you like, but just wait for a close above all-time high, making a new all-time high, and then you can just mark it long and have your stop loss maybe here. You know what I mean? Because if it goes back below and then another daily close below that level, then it was invalidated. Okay, so we're going to delete all this stuff. I will add this one to my watch list, bro. So thank you. Steam is next. Never heard of it either. Maybe I have. I don't know. Let's go off of Binance. And see, this one is more I don't like it at all. If I see a daily candle like that, where we pumped from 18 cents to 25 cents, a 34% pump in one day, that completely retraces the whole thing. It's difficult to say. Sometimes in scenarios like that, when you see that, it was someone just market buying spot that for a very brief moment of time pumped it up, and that was its sell-off point, because you could see even here, you know, boom, 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 kind of briefly traded above and came all the way back down. Sometimes that gets filled, is basically what I'm trying to say. So they'll fill in that wick slowly with price action. So maybe we go back down a little bit and just gradually increases until it at least fills this, and maybe it's a double top, who knows. I'd be looking for a nice pullback to around 18 cents. Whoever asked for Steam, something like that. I'll get a nice long here. That's what I want to do. Okay. What's next? Geek. Everyone's giving me the low caps today. That's all right. Whatever you guys want to look at, we will look at. Seems like it only trades on Poloniex and KuCoin. Daily, kind of the same. I don't like these really long wicks. That's not something you want to day trade in. It's something maybe you want to invest in long term. If there's a narrative behind it, I'm not sure what this coin is. We're just doing technical analysis right now. My gosh. But currently, this coin seemed like it used to be trading around $1.45 not that long ago, only a year ago. Look at this daily. I don't think I've ever seen that. Maybe on near in like August of 2021, but what is that? It pumped from 65 cents to $3.30 in one day and retraced the entire move. That was a 400% pump, a 5x essentially. Whole thing gets retraced. So hopefully everyone's on board with that. So we did VRA, we did Solana, Steam, Bitcoin Cash. Seems like I've done all of the ones you guys requested. I'm just going to add link in there because I've been wanting to take a trade, and that will end this video. So for link, kind of the current range that we're in. I don't have a range mapped out. Looking at the daily Ashways, but you can see we're having some problems breaking out above it. It's definitely been lagging really against other coins. Other coins are up like everything's up almost 2x, I'd say, across the board. Link isn't even up 30%. So that means to me we got time to catch a nice move, right? So really, if I see a close, if I'm paying attention to the Ashway's belt on a daily time frame, I'd want to see it close above a retest. Say the belt goes like this. We start holding the top as support, so we flip it. It's currently resistance. Close above, retest, close, treating it as support. It's called a flip. That's where I go long. Validation below these lows, and it would look something like this. going for those highs. So I'll take a picture of that. Let me just delete some of those drawings first, because that can be confusing. But that's what I would be wanting to do. Below the lows, going for that high. Nice risk reward of 5 to 1. Monday's range, current range anyway. And we are currently going from $7.23 to $6.86. That is the current Monday range. I guess that's yesterday's price action, right? Yeah, it was Sunday. Monday didn't start till. Put your stop loss really wherever you want. Really, the long. So that's pretty much it. I just want to thank you guys all for tuning in to the weekly update. Yeah, if you have not already, like and subscribe to the channel. That really helps me out. I appreciate all of you. And if you ever have any questions, make sure you join the Telegram. The link for that is in the description. Yeah, and you can post your ideas. I always answer everyone that hits me in the comments. So if you have any questions, that's a good resource. If you're just starting to get into a trade, or you're trying to develop your trading strategy. All right. Again, I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Peace. See you next.